Gold, a word that has fascinated humanity for centuries. And let's be honest, who doesn't like a bit of bling? The very word evokes images of wealth, power and luxury. It symbolizes success and prosperity, a tangible representation of one's achievements. Or at least a really good Instagram post. Throughout history, civilizations have prized gold. From the ancient Egyptians to the Aztecs, gold has been a symbol of divine connection and earthly power. And probably the first form of bling-bling. They have used it to adorn their leaders, build temples and facilitate trade. Gold was not just a metal, it was a cornerstone of their culture and economy. And let's face it, who wouldn't want a gold-plated temple? But gold has a dark side. Its allure can lead to devastating consequences, like losing all your friends because you won't stop talking about your gold collection. It has fueled wars, toppled empires, and corrupted souls. The quest for gold has often led to greed, betrayal, and destruction. And some really awkward family dinners. This essay explores the paradoxical nature of gold. How can something so beautiful and valuable also be so destructive? It's like chocolate cake, but with more drama. Gold's allure is undeniable. Its brilliance and rarity have captivated humans for millennia. And let's be real, it looks great in a jewelry box. We are drawn to its warm glow, its weight, its permanence. And the fact that it doesn't rust is a nice bonus. It represents stability in an ever-changing world. Or at least a really heavy paperweight. But this allure can be deceiving. The pursuit of gold can lead to a path of ruin. And some really bad investment choices. It can twist desire into obsession, generosity into greed. The very qualities that make gold desirable can also make it dangerous, like a really tempting but cursed donut. From the ancient Maya to the conquistadors, the quest for gold has shaped destinies. It has driven exploration, conquest, and colonization. And some really questionable fashion choices. It has revealed both the best and worst of humanity. Acts of incredible generosity and unspeakable cruelty have both been motivated by gold, and some really awkward gift exchanges. By understanding gold's complex history, we can learn valuable lessons. We can see how it has shaped economies, cultures, and human behavior. And maybe think twice before buying that gold-plated toilet. We can understand the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of seeking true wealth. True wealth lies not in gold, but in wisdom, compassion, and integrity, and maybe a little bit of chocolate cake. Deep in the jungles of Central America, the Maya civilization flourished for centuries. The Maya viewed gold differently than many cultures that came after. They saw it not just as a symbol of wealth, but as a sacred metal. Gold represented the sun god, Kinich Ahau. Mayan artisans crafted intricate objects from gold. They created masks, jewelry, and ceremonial items. These objects were not mere displays of wealth. They held deep religious significance. The Maya believed that gold connected them to the divine. The Maya understood that true wealth lay not in accumulating vast quantities of gold. Their wealth was in their knowledge, their art, and their connection to the cosmos. The arrival of European explorers in the 16th century marked a turning point in the story of gold. Driven by avarice, these conquistadors saw gold only as a source of profit. They plundered temples, melted down sacred artifacts, and enslaved indigenous populations to mine for more. The conquistadors' lust for gold proved disastrous for the Maya. It shattered their civilization and decimated their population. The Spaniards' insatiable greed transformed gold from a sacred metal into a symbol of oppression and destruction. This tragic clash of cultures serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of viewing the world solely through the lens of material wealth. The myth of King Midas is a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked desire. Midas, a greedy king, is granted his wish to have everything he touches turn to gold. At first, Midas revels in his newfound ability. He transforms flowers, furniture, even food into gleaming gold. But Midas soon discovers the true cost of his wish. He cannot eat, drink, or even embrace his beloved daughter without turning them into lifeless gold. Midas learns too late that true happiness lies not in material possessions but in the simple joys of life. This ancient myth reminds us that our desires can consume us if we are not careful. Section 5. El Dorado, the City of Gold. The legend of El Dorado, the mythical city of gold, has captivated imaginations for centuries. Stories of a city so rich that its inhabitants covered themselves in gold dust fueled countless expeditions. Explorers ventured into the depths of South America, driven by the promise of unimaginable wealth. But El Dorado, like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, remained elusive. The search for this fabled city led many to their deaths. They succumbed to disease, starvation, and conflict with indigenous tribes. The legend of El Dorado highlights the human tendency to chase illusions. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from chasing fantasies, but from appreciating the riches already present in our lives. Section 6. Consuming gold from alchemy to destruction. The idea of literally consuming gold might seem absurd. But hey, who wouldn't want a little bling in their diet? However, the practice of consuming gold, or chrysopoeia, has existed for centuries. Talk about a golden oldie. In ancient China, alchemists believed that ingesting gold could grant immortality and spiritual enlightenment, and maybe a shiny smile. Ironically, the Maya also practiced a form of consuming gold. Because why not add some sparkle to your life? They added gold dust to ceremonial drinks, about a golden touch to their cocktails. They believed this enhanced the spiritual experience and probably made their drinks look fabulous. However, recent studies suggest that this practice may have had a detrimental effect on the Mayan elite. Turns out all that glitters is not good for you. The accumulation of gold in their bodies could have led to health problems. Who knew too much gold could be a heavy burden? These examples show how the allure of gold can lead to practices that are both fascinating and dangerous, and sometimes a little too shiny for their own good. Section 7. The Price of Greed. Lessons from history. The history of gold is replete with cautionary tales. From the earliest civilizations to modern times, the allure of gold has driven men to extraordinary lengths, and sometimes to extraordinary silliness. It teaches us that the relentless pursuit of wealth can have dire consequences. The gold rushes of the 19th century, for instance, led to mass migrations, environmental destruction, and countless personal tragedies. And let's not forget the fashion disasters. The Spanish conquistadors, blinded by their lust for gold, destroyed a civilization. Their insatiable greed led to the downfall of the mighty Aztec and Inca empires, leaving a legacy of sorrow and loss. And probably a lot of broken shovels. King Midas, consumed by his desire for riches, lost the ability to experience the simple joys of life. His story is a timeless reminder that wealth, when pursued without wisdom, can become a curse rather than a blessing, and that you should be careful what you wish for. These stories underscore the importance of balance. Ancient philosophers and wise rulers often emphasized the need for moderation and the dangers of excess, because nobody wants to be the guy who turned everything he touched into gold. Literally. While wealth itself is not inherently evil, it is essential to pursue it with wisdom and restraint. The wise rulers of history knew that true prosperity comes from a balanced approach to wealth and power. And maybe a good accountant. Greed, if left unchecked, can corrupt even the purest of intentions. Historical records are filled with tales of betrayal, corruption, and downfall, all stemming from the unbridled desire for gold. And some really bad decisions. By learning from the mistakes of the past, we can strive to create a future where wealth is not a source of division and destruction, but a tool for positive change. Collaboration and shared prosperity can lead to a more harmonious and equitable world, and maybe fewer broken shovels. Section 8. Finding balance, wealth without wisdom. Chasing wealth without a sprinkle of wisdom and a dash of compassion is like making a cake without sugar, pretty pointless and potentially disastrous. True wealth is more than just a fat wallet. It includes our relationships, our health, and our connection to something bigger than our bank accounts. We should aim to cultivate a sense of contentment and gratitude for what we have, rather than constantly chasing the next shiny object. By focusing on experiences, relationships, and personal growth, we can find true fulfillment. And no, you can't buy that on Amazon. This fulfillment can't be measured in ounces or carats, no matter how shiny they are. Ultimately, true wealth lies not in what we possess, but in who we are, and how we choose to live our lives. And remember, laughter is priceless. Section 9, Gold Today, a cautionary tale. Even today, gold continues to exert a powerful influence on our world. Its allure is timeless, captivating the hearts and minds of people across generations and continents. It's like the ultimate shiny object syndrome. However, this precious metal is not without its dark side. It drives conflicts, fuels environmental destruction, and perpetuates economic inequality. The pursuit of gold has often led to devastating consequences for both people and the planet. It's like the world's most expensive bad habit. We must remember the lessons of the past. The gold rushes of yesteryear brought about rapid economic growth, but also left behind a legacy of environmental degradation and social upheaval to power. Think of it as the original get-rich-quick scheme, but with more pickaxes. We must not allow our desire for this shiny metal to blind us to its true cost. The harsh conditions faced by gold diggers and the irreversible damage to ecosystems serve as stark reminders of the price we pay for our greed. It's like paying for a luxury car and getting a clunker instead. Instead of viewing gold solely as a commodity, we must recognize its potential to be a force for good. By adopting ethical mining practices and focusing on sustainability, we can transform the gold industry into one that benefits communities and preserves the environment. Imagine gold with a conscience. Now that's a golden idea. By supporting ethical mining practices, investing in sustainable businesses, and promoting fair trade gold, we can ensure that the wealth generated from gold mining is distributed more equitably. It's like sharing the pie, but with fewer calories and more gold. And using our resources to uplift others, we can create a positive impact. Educational initiatives, healthcare services, and community support programs funded by responsible mining can uplift entire regions. It's like turning gold into good deeds, alchemy at its finest. We can help create a world where gold's brilliance is matched by our own compassion and wisdom. Imagine a future where gold jewelry is not just a symbol of wealth, but also a testament to ethical practices and sustainable development. Now that's bling with a purpose. Let us choose to learn from the mistakes of the past and forge a future where gold is no longer a symbol of destruction, but a reminder of our shared humanity and our potential for greatness. Together, we can turn this cautionary tale into a story of hope and progress. Because let's face it, a happy ending is worth its weight in gold.